Okay, I'm going to set that up right where it needs to be and go from there. Hi, everyone. It's Friday night, the 14th of August, and day 227 of my journey to business alignment and living the dream. I am pretty sure that some of you have listened to these daily video journal entries of late, and you notice that I have the day count wrong for the last 2 days now. Wednesday was day 225 and not day 224 like I said it was. And Thursday was day 226 and not day 225 like I said it was. And today, like I said, is in fact day 227. It took me 2 nights to notice what was going on. I can't believe it. Must have been really tired. By the end of the day, I'm pretty tired, like I said. And for the last couple of days, I've been really tired and didn't notice that I had forgot to change the number on my notes for the day. But I caught it up tonight and decided that I didn't want to re-record those 2 days. And so hopefully you'll forgive me and be understanding and not think that I'm not professional. Anyway, my power statement that I wrote down for last night for this morning said, I will make sure that Fahad gets the homepage looking and working exactly like I wanted to. And once he does, it'll be the template for all the other 14 pages that'll still need to get built out. With the form page all built out and working correctly, and with the home page nearly completed, I decided that my power statement would say, I will start working with Fahad to start building out the podcast pages and get that all working right and with all its working pieces. And hopefully we can get both of these pages, the podcast page and the About Us page, up and running like I want them to. Well, let me show you my to-do list for today right here. Right there, very short. My most important task, my fun task, my exciting task, the accounts, checking those, my emails, checking those. I got that all down, but I'm going to go through it. My most important task for today was to finish designing the podcast page in Publisher and then send it to Fahad so that when he has that homepage all finished, he can start working on the podcast page. And the fun task for today was to figure out that Google Docs issue that I've been talking about on how to limit folks from downloading files. And you won't believe what happened, but I'll talk about that in just a minute. And my exciting task for today was to hook up my X-Fi pods. Yep, I got them right here. Here it is. It's special. I got 3 of these. Anyhow, so excited to have that. That is one of the 3 pods that I got today. You use your cell phone and Xfinity's X-Fi pod app to get things working. Boop, and point and do. My wife handled with that. You just plug it into the socket in your room and away you go. And let me show you something else. I'm going to go ahead and share my page here. I'm going to go right here. Let's see if I can find the right page where everything's on it. Let's see, right there. Let's see if that's the right one. I'm not sure where that is. Let's do this. Yeah, that's the Zoom one right there. I'm going to share. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you something. I want to make sure I have it the right way. This I'm going to show you. Okay, right there. Nope, you're not going to be able to see that because it's not here. I'm going to go right to here, right to here. There's that form. It's all done. Here's my home page. It's all fixed out right here and stretched out. It's all done right. And that's so great. And you can see that my Google ad, let's see, there it is. It's not there. It's not showing up. I'm going to hit it. There it is. It's all done. I'm going to show the desktop and preview the ad. I showed you that yesterday. I'm going to pause it. There's that thumbnail and starting, and it's going to come up right here with the, let it play a little bit longer, with my little button. There it goes. There's the call to action. That's all ready to go. And let's see. I wanted to show you this. See this right here? I was watching TV earlier tonight, and I cannot believe it. Right at the end, as I was getting ready to click off from the YouTube videos I was watching, I caught at the corner of my eye Google Drive, and so I looked and stopped, and sure enough, 7 Google Drive tips and tricks you're probably not using. I thought, maybe. So I played it, and sure enough, 3/4 of the way through it. I won't take the time, but 3/4, it's right here, Google Drive tips and tricks. It showed exactly what I was wanting to do and how to do it. So tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and figure that out and show it and do it and see that I figured it out. So there you go. So I'm going to go back up here and change my share if I can find it. Right. Let's find it right up there. We go. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay. So I hope I got those recorded right. Never know. But anyhow, anyway, let me go through my end of the day success routine questions. Corey said this is get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today? Or what could you have done better? Did you wake up early and start strong? Check. Did you start your morning with power? Mindfulness, mindfulness, mindfulness. Win the morning, win the day. Were you productive throughout your day? Pieces through the portal of my mind and the world of the physical. I'll show you that in just a minute. Did you get the most important things done? Yes. Did you move your goals forward? Absolutely. Were you the person you wanted to be? Did you show up as you wanted to show up and it would serve you well? And Kathleen, yes. Time with her, present for her and present for me. In summary of these get honest with yourself questions, I always ask, were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? Did you keep your commitments and promises that you made this morning? Well, this morning I was very clear. I promised myself that I would get the publisher files completed for the podcast pages. And so I am going to go ahead and share something here real quick. Go back to share. And I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to share that. So here is a publisher page. If you look, it says shady here. It's the podcast. And it's a special little picture. Has the same tab buttons along the top, the same Coach B, what's it like working with me, video link. Now this new picture right here, the little kitten its mindset is everything, that's for sure. My logo and that kind of thing that says Mindset is Everything podcast series. Hello and welcome to Living the Dream Coaching, exclusive podcast series. Browse content by podcast archives below. And so here's the first one, the first step to success. And then it has a little bit of what I say, and you can do more if you want. Read more. The second one is starting is half done. That's the little graphics that's for that. And then you can do 1, 2, 3. And when I have 10 or more, they can click and see the archives. And then it has the exact same stuff that the other pages. Like I said, it's going to help us move through these pages so much quicker and doing what I want to do because we built that first page and now it's just building out each individual one. The other thing I wanted to show you, I think it's going to let me show you, is this one. I also got started on the this one's about, and I just haven't changed this here, but it's the same stuff. I'm just starting it. Put the new picture on that, Living the Dream. It says, hi, nice to meet you, Coach B here. And I'm going to click on that. And I'm recording this, so I'll probably take this text portion off and just have a little bit with a little ... because the video has all that played out. And then after that video, it's the same exact stuff below that page. So that's the About Me or About page. And so both of those, I've got those designed. I'll be sending those off to Fahad to do. But isn't that great? That's gorgeous. I think that's a lovely one. So anyhow, I'm going to stop sharing on that. I'm going to click that, and we'll continue on with my notes for the morning. For this morning that I promised myself. I have several videos to record and get ready for Fahad to link up on the link buttons on those pages, but things are really coming along. So yes, I kept my promises. Also, I told you that I haven't been able to figure out how to do the download, which I showed you the Google Drive. I found that video. That was so great to find those 7 tips. So the next question is, what movies did you watch during the mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new movies that your 2 amigos called up under the screen of your mind today? And if so, what were they about? Well, of course, I watched my must-see TV favorite 5 movies during my mindfulness time. And then my 2 amigos did, in fact, call up an instant pre-play movie clip about my podcast page. It showed people clicking on the podcast I had posted. I showed you that they click on the picture and away it goes, and designed for Fahad to build out. It was fun watching them click and start the button and listen to and watch, listen to the podcast. And there's going to be 5 that I've got done. One of them being is going to the movies. It's such a fun page. I'm excited about it. And I saw that play all day long as I was working on it. My next question I ask myself every night is, what one thing would I dude, that would make all the difference going forward. In other words, what's the one thing you'd want to get done today, tomorrow, Marty? Even if the day went sideways, getting it done, you'd still feel like a success because you accomplished it and got it done. What would that one thing be? Now put into a power statement so you can start your day strong tomorrow. Well, for several days now, the most important thing that I can do and that I felt doing going forward is to keep working on the website pages I'm working on so that Fahad can build them out. And like I said, my job is to design these pages and then send those files to Fahad to build out and put them up. That's the magic between us, I guess, us to build out that web page. Anyway, my power statement for tomorrow morning is going to say, send Fahad the podcasts page and finish designing it and do a short video explaining the different pieces and how I want things, and then send that off to him. Well, next I want to answer the question, were there any mistakes or failures that I had today, that I made today, that I can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, today was a busy day, but I took a break, and my wife Kathleen took some time to help me get that X5 pod set up this afternoon. It took longer than we wanted, but it was nice to have the boost to my internet that I have now. The speed test that we did after it was all set up showed a download speed in this office right here. It's not as much as I was hoping, but I'm kind of way away from the router way downstairs, but it was 95.7. It usually is about 42 to 49. Once in a while it gets up to 52 megabits per second. Anyway, I didn't have any failure that I can think of today, at least nothing that I can turn into a tool of success. Oh, by the way, Kathleen on the main level, her X5 pod, put it in, it was over 600. So it should be more. So something's not quite right on mine. We're going to get it some more testing to get it up to over 200. So I'm hoping about that. The next question is, what's the biggest success you had today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was getting that podcast page designed like I just showed you. I'm going to send it to Fahad so he can work on it. The next step in my end of the day success routine is to rate my day's effort. And so I gave today a 9. I gave it a 9 because I worked at the speed of 9 all day. Even with all the challenges that Fahad and I are experiencing with the website, and the fact that I got X5 pods all set up. My wife's connection skills, by the way, her technology is superior to mine. And she works from home on her laptop. And like I said, she had 688 megabits per second with her X5 pod put in. Anyhow, she helped get it all set up. So thank you, Kathleen. You're sweet. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says, no matter how carefully you plan your goals, they will never be more pipe dreams, and they will never be more than pipe dreams unless you pursue them with gusto. Let me repeat that. No matter how carefully you plan your goals, they will never be more than pipe dreams unless you pursue them with gusto. In other words, act. The key to this principle is to learn how to become enthusiastic and stay that way. Chances are that if I asked you to define a quitter, you would probably see that he or she is a person who gives up too easily. Have you ever wondered why some individuals hang on against all odds until they turn certain defeat into victory, while others abandon the race sometimes in the sight of the finish line? My goodness. Is bravery the guts to endure, to get off of the canvas, to stick to something until it's completed, an inherited trait? In other words, is it bravery to have and do those things an inherited trait? No. Then what's the big difference between the person who perseveres and the person who quits? It's simply enthusiasm, which is something we can all pipe into our lives. We can get that done, and I'll explain that in future comments later on. That leads to the next thing I'm grateful for, which is the law of enthusiasm. This law says that whenever we've lost our enthusiasm for any activity, we have lost our desire to keep working at it. When this happens, this activity is eventually pushed aside, but we didn't call it quitting, do we? Yet that's exactly what it is. In many minor matters, our quitting didn't really matter so much, but in our major life functions, such as marriage or our careers, the results are often disastrous when we quit. The fact is, there is a danger that we might even lose our enthusiasm to working as hard as it is necessary to change our lives for the better. We can lose our enthusiasm for anything unless we know how to keep the flames of enthusiasm and of ambition constantly burning inside us. What's the secret? Well, the secret to generating enthusiasm within and maintaining it until you've accomplished your goal is worth spending the time to learn about it and to then apply it. This law is one that I teach in my Living the Dream coaching, how to get and then to maintain enthusiasm. Next, I'm grateful for Dalai Lama, who said, judge your success by what you had to give up in order to achieve it. Interesting, isn't it? I love this quote because it speaks of the first step of success, which is to get honest with yourself. Success requires sacrifice. That's the fact. We have to get honest with ourselves and accept that fact. It requires that we give our dream our best and give up what we don't want so that we can enjoy what we do want. Well, today was a wonderful day on my journey to business alignment. I certainly felt like it was, and I felt like I was living the dream all day, and I certainly was. Like every night before this one, I'll be right back here sharing another day in the life of Coach B. And so until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.